preparation's been really good.
And I'd like to get your opinion on the world ranking points and all that, those adjustments.
Yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I think there's still more work to be done, but I think Scott and everyone here at Liv have done a really good job at being able to give us players the opportunity to be able to benefit from ranking points, which will therefore get us into the majors, which is incredibly important for me especially. But it's great that we're able to do that on a platform like Liv now.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions in English? Yeah, just to Mo over here.
Hi, Elvis. Mo Fayyad, Arab News. So coming from Australia and then to Saudi and then back to Australia next week, how's your experience been here in Saudi Arabia, and how good does it feel to go back and play in Australia next week?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. This is my first trip to Saudi Arabia, and I think it's a little bit different, playing at night because you're having to adjust your body clock with sleep schedules and all that. But the crowd, there's a few people watching out there, which is nice, and it was nice to meet HE as well. He's a really nice guy.
Do we have any more questions in English before Arabic? Okay, Yassine.
Hi, Elvis. We're going to open the floor. They're going to ask in Arabic. I'll translate, and then I'll give a summary in Arabic as well once you give the answer. أخوان أي سؤال باللغة العربية؟
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. فريد القحطاني صحيفة سهم. نرحب بك لأول مرة في الرياض. بالنسبة لك كلاعب جديد في اللايف جولف، كيف قرأت نتيجة اللعب؟
So this is Farida Kahtani from Saham. She welcomes you here to the kingdom here in Saudi Arabia for the first time. How has been this experience so far?
Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed it. I think even with the concerts and the entertainment outside of the golf, that's something that I'm really enjoying. I feel like I'm really thriving in an environment like that, and it's great to start my live career here in Riyadh.
سعيد جدا ويشكركم على الترحيب. هو كما ذكرت سعيد بالتواجد هنا للمرة الأولى في المملكة، وسعيد بالأجواء التي شاهدها هنا في اليوم الأول. تجربة جديدة بالنسبة له، ولكنها ممتعة حتى الآن فيما يتعلق بداخل الملعب وخارج الملعب من أنشطة وفعاليات تدور أثناء منافسات البطولة. أي سؤال آخر أخوان؟ في أي سؤال يا أخوان ولا؟ شكرا لكم.
Elvis, well played today. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of you up here. Thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, let's welcome Thomas Detry of Four Aces GC. Thomas, welcome and well played on strong start. You're tied for the lead after round one in your live golf debut with a score of 7 under par 65. Can you talk us through your round tonight?
Yes, I can. I got off to a great start. Always nice. I was a little bit nervous, first day on the job, like a bit of a change for me. So a bit nervous, but I drove it so well out there, so it sort of made my job pretty easy. The course, not much wind, and when you come from fairways, it's pretty straightforward. So it starts biting as soon as you start missing fairways, and I managed to do a great job of that.
We're obviously playing under the lights this week. Did you do any special preparations coming into Riyadh?
I did, yeah. I actually live in Dubai, so for me, I went to see my coach who lives in Abu Dhabi a couple of times and played in practice under the lights, so try to get used to the visuals. You know, like sort of the depth is a little bit different. So it was a bit of a readjustment, and obviously this week as well. You know, I didn't start my days until 6 p.m. Sort of trying to get used to as much as the lower temperatures as well. You know, like the last couple of holes there, like the dew really appeared on the grass, so it really was quite a bit of a difference. You know, the greens are rolling slightly slower as well with the dew, and then the ball spins a little bit much with the wedges, so there was a slight readjustment to be done, but no good.
Great, let's pass it over to Mike.
I'm wondering, Thomas, if there was a moment out there where you were able to step back and maybe look at your new environment, your new league. Maybe it was the light show or something like that. Was there a moment at any point?
Yeah, pretty much the whole course. You know, I mean, at the start I was a little bit not nervous, but you know, I was just pretty focused. And then as the day went on, I sort of got into a flow, and I felt pretty comfortable, and I pretty much enjoyed. Yeah, I really enjoyed the last 12 holes pretty much. You know, it was really fun, and I think my caddy enjoys it as well, and I definitely enjoyed it as well. I was paired with Jason and Anthony Kim, who I've never met, and I was actually really impressed with his game too. So no, we had a really good round, and it's a different environment than what I'm used to. You know, like some lights, and it's all really cool. I didn't really know what to expect, how I would react with the music playing, and it seems like I'm doing really well with it. It doesn't really bother me at all, so I find it pretty cool. So, no, all good.
How much fun have you had with your good buddy on the Four Aces team there?
Peters?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Thomas. I know Thomas since we're pretty much 8 or 9 years old. You know, we grew up playing golf together and pretty competitively as well. So it's great to finally be back. You know, we haven't seen each other for the last 4 or 5 years, so it's nice to finally be back together and spend a bit of time together.
All right, thank you.
Do we have any more questions in English? Donna, could you just get a mic to the front, please?
Thomas, firstly, can you just give a bit of insight into how it all went down for the Four Aces when Patrick made the decision to move on? Did you guys know ahead of time, or was it a shock?
Yeah, it was not really planned, I think. Definitely not planned. It was a shock for me, to be honest. You know, it was a bit of an up and down last couple of weeks, to be honest, with all what's happened, and it was a shock because I congratulated Patrick in Dubai when he won. I was with him, and I was with him in Bahrain last week as well. So I spent the last couple of days practicing with him and having lunch with him. So I sort of heard about the news through social media. So yeah, it was definitely a shock.
Is there something special about this particular week of the year for you? Because I think it's obviously Waste Management Week where you won last year, and you're top of the leaderboard here. What is it?
You know what? I feel like I thrive from getting some good rest. I've had tendencies of getting off to a really good start of my season. I think it's because of all the rest. You know, like on the PGA Tour, I was tended to just sort of overplay because of the nature of the tour out there. You just have to keep playing all the time, and at least out here I feel like I've got more sort of stretches and then little blocks where I can rest. I just feel like I've had 2 months, not really off, but I've had 2 months to be able to work on my game and spend time with the family and rest and take some time for myself as well, and I feel pretty ready mentally as well to approach these tournaments.
What's the experience been like getting to know Dustin better and obviously having him as your captain?
Great. I actually played with Dustin a couple of times at a couple of majors. I think US Open we played together and some other tournaments. So I knew him a little bit, but not that well. My caddy is a good friend with AJ, his brother. So that's nice. But no, it's been great. We spent a week together in Florida a couple of weeks ago, and we got to play together, get to know each other a little bit, hang out, and no, I think he's going to be a great boss.
Great. Do we have any more questions in English before handing over to Arabic? Okay. Do we have any questions in Arabic?
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. فريد القحطاني صحيفة سهم. نرحب بك في الرياض. بعد نهاية اليوم أنت تصدرت المنافسات. في نظرك ما هو العامل الرئيسي الذي أدى إلى هذا النجاح؟ وهل هناك ضربة محددة اليوم تعتبرها هي عالقة في ذهنك وتعتبر علامة فارقة؟
Hi, Thomas. So this is, yes, Farida from Sam News. She welcomes you here to the kingdom and back again. Obviously, you leading, the board today, and a lot of things you mentioned went, your way and went good, and you did good. But to what do you, think? What do you think, in your opinion, was the main thing that, helped in you achieving this result? And was there any specific play or a part or like a drive that you remember from today?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just happy out there. I was really happy. I didn't really know what to expect. There was a lot of unknown when I sort of signed up for Live, and I definitely don't regret it. I think it's really cool. But yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, so I was a little bit nervous off the start. And as the holes went on and I got off to a good start, I was a couple under pretty early as well. I was able to get into a flow, and you could see I was just enjoying it. My caddy was enjoying it. Had fun partners, pace of play is quick. It was just great, One shot that I remembered, probably a hole number 5. I had par 3. I had a pretty amazing high soft landing 6-iron little fade, so I'd say that's the shot of the day.
Thank you, Thomas. الإجابة كانت من اللاعب بأنه سعيد جدا بهذه النتيجة وبهذا الأداء الذي قدمه اليوم. الأمور كانت صعبة في البداية بعض الشيء، ولكنه بدأ تدريجيا في الدخول إلى مجريات المنافسات، ولم يكن يعلم ماذا سينتظره اليوم، حيث أنه جديد على المنافسات، ولكنه استمتع جدا بالأمر أخذ الأمر بعض الشيء حتى اعتاد على تقديم المستوى الذي خرج به في النهاية. وفيما يتعلق بالضربة التي في نظري كانت أهم ضربة اليوم، فذكر بأنها الضربة التي كانت في الحفرة الخامسة. أي سؤال آخر يا أخوان؟
السلام عليكم. عبد العزيز سميلة، صحيفة الشرق الأوسط. أولا نبارك له صدارة الترتيب اليوم في أول جولات البطولة. ما الذي سيعمل عليه للحفاظ على صدارة الترتيب، وهل يرى أنه يستطيع الاستمرار في الصدارة في ظل تنافسية البطولة؟
شكرا عبد العزيز. This is Abdul Aziz from Sharq Al-Awsat newspaper. He congratulates you on today's result, and he would like to ask you what will it take in order for Thomas to continue, performing like this and still at the top until the end?
It's a good question. I wish I knew the exact question, the exact answer, because it means I'd probably win at the end of the week. Listen, what would it take? I think I'm just going to keep enjoying the week. I've got a team surrounding me now. I used to be on my own. I have to have a team surrounding me and supporting me now during those 4 days. So I think we're gonna keep doing what we've been doing. Getting some good recovery, getting some good food, getting some good rest, and be ready to play when it's time to go. I think it's going to be scores are low. You can see. I didn't really look at the scoreboard, but it sounds like the couple of low scores, so it's going to be a bit of a sprint the next couple of days, so keep being aggressive, I think, and don't look back.
Thank you, Thomas. الإجابة كانت بأنه يتمنى لو كان يعرف ما هي الأمور التي بإمكانه أن يقوم بها حتى يحافظ على هذا الأداء. يعلم بأن المنافسة قوية جدا من قبل جميع اللاعبين، ولكن يأمل بأن يستعين بزملائه في الفريق من حيث التوجيه والإرشاد، المسألة المتعلقة بالراحة والتغذية الجيدة والتدرب بشكل جيد. هذه عوامل جميعها رئيسية، ويأمل بأن يحافظ على هذا الأمر ويقوم به بالشكل المطلوب حتى ينجح في الاستمرار في تقديم نتائج إيجابية. أي سؤال آخر؟
Thomas, thank you for your time tonight. Best of luck for the rest of the week. All right, let's welcome Peter Uihlein of Range Goats GC. Peter, well played today. You're tied for the lead after the first round here at Roshan Group Live Golf Riyadh after a bogey-free 7 under 65. Take us through your round tonight.
Yeah, I made 5 birdies and an eagle. Just made a bunch of pars at the start, and then made kind of a crazy birdie on, I guess it's not 4 now, it'd be 10, 11, 12. I think it's 12. So I made a crazy birdie there to kind of get the round going, and then made a nice eagle in the next hole, and from there just played pretty solid, pretty steady, made a lot of putts. I made a pretty big amount of footage of putts tonight, so it was nice to see the ball go in, and I felt good about it.
Any adjustments to playing under the lights here in Riyadh?
Yeah, I enjoy it. There's a lot of variables, a lot of shadows, a lot of different, a lot of just kind of different lights. You know, like I hit in the bunker on, I think it's the 9th hole, and you're kind of just standing over it, and your shadow's coming down from the light, and it's just pitch black. You know, so it's like really difficult, and so there's just kind of little things like that make it very challenging. But I enjoy it. I mean, there's nothing like this, so I have a great time.
Let's pass it over to Mike.
So what is a crazy birdie by your definition? Because I've seen you have a lot of crazy holes.
Yeah. I slipped, almost fell, snipe hooked it, hit a tree, somehow came back into the rough. I had like 190, hit this 8-iron, hit a really nice shot to about 20 feet or so, and then made it. But really didn't hit any good shots up to that point. I started on 7, and that was 12. So it just kind of settled me in a little bit. And then the next hole hit a great tee ball and a great 6-iron to a foot. So after that, I felt like it just kind of settled me down and got me going for the round.
So obviously this is our first event with 72 holes. So do you feel like, can you feel a different mindset after the first round right now?
Yeah, because it's like a regular tournament, right? So you don't feel like you need to like blitz it, or just kind of keep the pedal on the, like you can kind of, I don't want to say you can have a bad day, but you can get away with a slower start, if that makes sense. So like I wasn't hitting it good at the first 6 holes or 5 holes or whatever, but it was like, man, I still have 60 some odd holes. Like you're gonna have bad stretches, and so that's what I just kind of kept telling myself. And then but the same goes for another 54 holes. I'm sure there'll be moments where it just doesn't feel great, but there'll be moments where it just feels dialed in. So it's just kind of the product of 72 holes.
Do you think it'll benefit you? Because the wins you've had the last few years obviously have been 72 holes.
Yeah, I do. Because, I'm not scared of a blow-up every now and then on a hole in particular. So now I have more holes to make it up, right? So, I personally, whether I agree with it or not doesn't matter. It's just part of it now. We have to deal with it. And so, but for me personally, I think it's going to benefit me long term, which is nice.
And one last thing, I just want to get your opinion on the world ranking situation.
I might be one of the few that like it. We have more world ranking points today than we did yesterday. So, I saw the winner gets 23 points this week. Qatar gets 20. So in my mind, we're the second best tour in the world right now. And obviously there are things that probably need to get worked out with the top 10 or whatever. But the reality is we have more points today than we did yesterday. So I'm all for it.
All right, thanks.
Do we have any more questions in English before? All right, Yassine.
Hi, Peter. We'll be taking questions in Arabic. I'll be translating and then giving a summary of what you said.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. فريد القحطاني صحيفة سهم، نرحب بك في الرياض. أنت لعبت في جدة وأيضا في الرياض، فما هي الفروقات في نظرك في أثناء اللعب هنا وهناك؟
Peter, this is Farida from Sam newspaper, and she welcomes you back to the kingdom. Her question is, you've played in Jeddah and you're playing here now in Riyadh. Can you tell us the main differences between both in terms of the course and in terms of the weather?
It's warmer in Jeddah when we've been there. I think one time it was actually I think it might have been like a Saudi International. We almost put a sweater on, but every time we've been down there, it's very hot. But it's beautiful part of the world. And I know the Saudi Open was supposed to be there, I think in December time, but it ended up coming back here. I was going to go play just because I enjoyed Jeddah and I enjoy the golf course so much. But I enjoy Riyadh as well. It's very, very Western, so you feel pretty comfortable here. And other than the traffic, it's great. The people are great, and I enjoy playing here.
Thank you, Peter. الإجابة كانت بأنه سعيد دائما بالعودة إلى المملكة واللعب هنا. لعب لمرات عديدة. الفروقات واضحة بالنسبة له بين الرياض وجدة فيما يتعلق بالأجواء، فالأجواء دافئة بعض الشيء في جدة، ولكنها تميل إلى البرودة بعض الشيء هنا في الرياض. فيما يتعلق أيضا بالمدينة، فأتيحت له الفرصة لاستكشاف المدينة، وأعجب جدا بالرياض وبكل ما يتعلق بالمدينة من تقدم حضاري. تعلق بعض الشيء فيما يتعلق بالازدحام المروري، هو الجانب الوحيد الذي لاحظ بأنه كان واضحا بالنسبة له، ولكن فيما يتعلق بجميع الأمور الأخرى ذكر بأنه سعيد جدا واستمتع بوقته حتى الآن. أي إجابة أخرى؟ سؤال يا أخوان.
السلام عليكم. عبد العزيز اسماعيل، صحيفة الشرق الأوسط. بطبيعة الحال في كل مواجهة أو في كل مباراة هناك منحنى صعب أو ضربة كانت هي الفاصلة، خلينا نقول في أولى جولات البطولة. فما هي أصعب ضربة كانت له أو الضربة التي كانت فارقة في نتيجة مباراة اليوم؟
Abdulaziz from الشرق الأوسط welcomes you again to the kingdom. His question is, usually in the first day there's always a point or a moment of play where you know that things are going your way and things are going well. In your opinion, when was that?
So I made birdie 12, eagle 13, felt pretty good, and then hit a really good tee shot on 15. But when I was here in November, I laid up on that hole twice. Both times ended up in the mulch directly behind the tree in the fairway. And then the other two times I tried to drive the green because I was tired of it. And then tonight couldn't carry the water, so I had to lay up again and hit it into the same tree mulch for the third straight time. But I aimed super far left and just kind of chopped cut, hit on the green, kicked dead right, spun right. So I kind of at that moment was like, okay, maybe I can kind of muster something out of today a little bit. So I guess that was kind of the moment, because that could have been obviously not it wasn't a great situation to be in. So to kind of have a chance at birdie, almost made birdie, was kind of a nice, like a nice round settler, and felt like everything was still kind of going my way.
Thank you, Peter. الإجابة كانت بأن كانت هناك العديد من اللحظات أكيد بكل تأكيد الإيجابية، وهناك بعض اللحظات الصعبة أيضا خلال المنافسات، ولكن عندما بدأ الجولة والمنافسات في الحفرة 12 والحفرة 13 كانت بالنسبة له حفر جيدة. في الأيام الماضية في مرحلة التدريبات كانت هناك مرحلة في منتصف الملعب دائما ما كان يتعرض فيها لبعض المشاكل، ولكنه اليوم اجتازها، والمشاكل كانت تأتي عادة بسبب تواجد كثيف للأشجار، فكان دائما كراته تنحدف باتجاه الأشجار، ولكن اليوم نجح في أن يتجاوز هذا المنعطف بدون أن تتجه الكرة للأشجار. وفي نظري كانت يمكن من الممكن بأنها اللحظة الحاسمة. أي سؤال آخر أخوان؟
Peter, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.